back, everybody. It is the Working Brother back at you with another talk. This would be the 101st talk. Yet again, we've got Xoaquin, and this is an extended, maybe post 100 episode special type of thing. We went on pretty long last time.
The hangover episode.
We went on pretty long last time, so we've got some more memes. Let's get back into the Matrix, because, you know, why not? Leave a comment. Do you like this Matrix thing? Should I make all guests enter into the system?
I love it, dude.
We'll see what
it's
the
like
commenters...
1999, you know?
Man, we're living in it. That's all I can say. This is a meme that I shared around May that has become even more relevant now. I even put down the Working Brother right there in Belgrade. And yeah, so Defender Europe, NATO peacekeeping exercise on Serbian soil. That was a long time ago. We were afraid that was going to go live, but it didn't go live. Yeah. Xoaquin?
Yes.
Deciphering of this meme?
This meme, it was...
You want to rip it apart?
Yeah, it's brilliant cartoon, political cartoon. And it's just, there was a drill called Defender Europe with NATO, and it illegally involved Kosovo, and it was the so-called Kosovo Pristina authorities, forces, gendarmerie, and it was located in Kosovo, which is actually in violation of a UN Security Council resolution just by the fact that they had it there. And many people thought at the time that the drill would go live and just be the combined NATO forces doing the drill, fucking invading Serbia. And here we are today with a very similar crisis. But back May, we could see there's a very good meme, in the loose sense of meme, as a digital image that could viralize.
By the way, I am aware of the technical glitches that my camera and also apparently Hawkins' camera are experiencing, but it fits into the Matrix theme. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what doesn't grow back, Susan? Trust. Trust does not grow back, even if his tail will.
That's cute. That's old school. That's like the kind of comic that my 7th grade physics teacher would have had, like, on the wall or something like that.
Right? Yeah, exactly. This is the kind of comic Matrix world we're living in now.
Dude, this is why I fucking left the United States.
The only reason? Haha. No, don't get into it. Don't get into it. Vegans combining 5 plus carcinogens plus 10 industrial chemicals to make food instead of just eating an egg.
Right,
you were
exactly.
saying something about food and ingredients. Yeah. No, I want to get you started.
Ridiculous supply chain, supply line, energy expended to fucking make vegan diets possible is the most destructive to animals that you could ever conceive of.
Yeah, plus half the ingredients are not what they say they are.
On top of that, yeah.
All of your problems are because you're not drinking enough water. So, yes, just keep that in mind.
This looks like an old new, that one that he just passed.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like the old, 10 years ago. That's how all the old New Resistance memes used to look.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's New Resistance style. If you just put like a green star on there, it would be like vintage New Resistance.
Don't forget to drink water. But seriously about the water subject, I found out once, amazing random fact, that babies, like if humans are like 74 or 76% water, whatever it is, babies are like closer to 76, whereas older people are closer to 68% water.
Why, we're dehydrated?
They've dried up. So this whole the root of all your problems is you're dehydrated is kind of true in some sense.
Very true. Very
but
true.
This is not legal advice or nutritional advice.
No,
this is just
not,
a comedy show.
As more comedy, just so people can understand the joke. The joke would be, so that people can understand, is that hydration is not just water; it's electrolytes, which is like salt and other things that you need besides just water. Water by itself, you can be dehydrated and drink water, but definitely drink water.
Choosing your wife is the most important decision you can make. I know who this is. We all know.
Yeah.
We know who this with the knives is. We talked about it in the last episode. And I don't know who the other two are. Do you know who the other two are?
Okay, the upper right is Jada Pinkett Smith, who's Will Smith's
Oh, that's
wife,
enough said.
She had an affair with some younger rapper, and everyone knows it. And Will Smith is cool with it, so he's a cuck. And then the bottom left is a cockeyed police officer, Mongoloid, who was videotaping, train banged by her officers from her force.
All right, too much information, as they would say. How come when men cook outdoors it's barbecuing, but when women do it it's witchcraft?
Serbia, brother, I don't want people coming to Serbia to like fuck up the market for people like you. But what I want to say is people should move to Romania or Bulgaria if they want to avoid women like those four choices. Move to Russia or move to Ukraine after Russia finishes its job. I can't say that on YouTube, but anyway.
How come when men cook outdoors it's barbecuing, but when women do it it's witchcraft? What can I say?
Because your children are what's for dinner when women do it.
Oh, this is actually not a meme. This is actual news that popped up today also on my feed. We discussed it in the other video, and so we finished actually all these memes that I've selected. Now we've got let's see, we've got these memes that we still have to cover. These are some more of the user submitted, or the user. I'm not a program, so you're not my users. So you're my subscribers.
Where boys cried, where men cried.
The Armenia thing, the Nagorno-Karabakh exodus.
I don't know. What's the first reference is from Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio? Or is that from the Titanic?
The first one's Titanic. The second one is what? I have no idea. Right,
that's where it fails me. That's where it's generational. It might do all the jobs of a meme. I'm just old to know. Or I don't follow movies.
This could be a meme. It could also be true.
Yeah, that just sounds like a headline to me. The grim informant, she warned the Kremlin against using Annalena's stupidity as a weapon. Oh, well, that's like the whole fucking thing about malinformation.
Blue states. These are all subscriber submitted or follower submitted on Telegram.
People know what that means in the U.S., right?
A blue state?
So they're teaching the intersectional critical gender theory to kids that having people who dress in funny ways and have designs on your children come into the classroom to do storybook hour.
Storybook hour. Afraid of dying alone? Become a bus driver. I saw a similar one about a pilot. This was sent in by a subscriber.
The pilot one would make more sense, like instantly.
This was also sent in.
Oh, right. That's cute.
And then as an answer, this candy exists in Serbia. You can buy this candy in Serbia.
Yeah, I see them all the time. Yeah.
It has a provocative name. Let's put it that way. Let's take a break. Everybody who's a patron, thank you. Everybody who's bought me coffee so far, thank you. It fuels the show. Even though, full disclosure, I have still to withdraw any money because, banks and stuff like that. Now, I want to get into some historical stuff. This is actually from a newspaper back in the day. Maybe we got a date here somewhere. I'm not sure
Uh-huh.
what year, but this
This
is
is
post
1954 or
something.
1934 or 1936 or something.
It's post world. Oh, what does it say here? 1939, March 14, 1939. It's just off screen for you guys, but the point is, this is the next European war, and this is the original. This is my edit.
Right, so you can see today that it's actually the same strategy that was understood all those years ago is exactly what's being done today.
And
This is educational.
they're coming through this Danube Valley, which we've talked about with previous guests. And it's important. We've put some memes here as well, like little DOS systems, and Zelensky's there too in Kiev. Look,
But yeah, you can see why strategic control of the Danube is so important.
yeah, they're gonna take Odessa for sure. And what I thought was very interesting is that the front line here is obviously around here, you know, and that is technically what they've mentioned they're gonna take, and it's more or less what I drew in this thing. So I just thought that was funny. And there's also the close up here of the former Ukraine, or 404. You coined the term former Ukraine. Pretty sure about that. You with us?
Yes, this is a great one. Nothing to add. It's fantastic.
Nothing to add. Let's do another little plug for your Floresberg. Japan, angry ally, angers ally by dumping U.S. treasuries to defend the yen. Do you think Japan will ever defend itself with its self-defense forces?
Japan knows that its future is with an alliance with China, and every econometricist, every econometrist, sociologist, whatever the fuck, any political economist, any sociologist, any historian, anyone with two brain cells to rub together who isn't just warped on some kind of abstract projection of Japanese history, which is not what's driving most of Japanese realities today. They know that the undefeatable force and the final missing connection is going to be like the Japan-China alliance, and Japan knows it too. And even under their present administration, dude, right? They've had some assassinations and state, right? Even under their present administration, which is totally there to make the U.S. happy in many ways, and I mean the cabal, not the real U.S., not real Americans. It's totally there to make them happy. And however, dude, they had in their cabinet in important positions pro-Chinese people in the Japanese cabinet, and 10 days ago they rotated them out in favor of a American and a Taiwanese pro whatever advocate. But that's just part of this Ukrainian counteroffensive. But once this Ukrainian counteroffensive finds its final recognition where it belongs, in line with the way it's been going in reality, and everyone already knows, then Japan can revert back to, or really with the end of this conflict, Japan will be able to revert back to their sensible path of very good Japan-China relations. If Japan and China were allied, they would be a very difficult to challenge force of their own, I mean globally as a hegemon. So I think everyone can see that it works perfectly for the Japanese, it works for the Chinese. So it's like Poland and Russia or something like that, or Poland or Russia and Germany more clearly. But it's something that from the outside looking in, if you're a black guy from sub-Saharan Africa, or you're from Brazil, or you're from China, you're the fact that these Russians and Germans, yeah, they speak a kind of a different language. Their fucking writing looks almost the same. You can't fucking tell them apart looking at them unless you're one of them. You know, the fact that they're fucking at odds with each other is retarded. You know what I mean? The fact that they're at odds with each other is like, yo, like the rest of the world is exploiting that. And likewise, the world can see that Japan-China rivalry is totally fucking stupid. That's all I got to say about it.
Biden calls for Saudi coup.
This is the thing, is that some of these are not even funny. They're just precognitive. You know what I mean? They're just precog. They're precognitive. It's just forecasting as headlines. Really, this is more like headlines of tomorrow read today, you know?
And some of them are fucking hilarious to, like, excuse my French.
The Dianne Feinstein statue.
Columnist.
Yeah, today's border issues are different from the past and will be similar in the future. Yeah.
Sounds something like she would say.
Yeah. Because that's all she says is that same fucking thing about the past and the future.
The memes write themselves. Like, these people are really absolutely mental.
I mean, the thing is like that. But the problem with this is that it. Remember, I showed you that brown box, that category of irony that doesn't quite fit because it's too believable. It's too believable.
This one, poor irony.
Right. The author meant the message to be ironic, but the recipient thought they actually meant it.
Yeah. What
That's
can
my
I say?
problem.
It's a good problem to have. There are worse problems.
There are. Or
Let
better.
me see here. Yeah. This is another meme that I made. The beach she wants to go to, the ideal beach.
It's kind of a Roman meme.
What's a Roman meme?
It's a meme that underscores the differences between how men and women perceive things.
I just thought it was funny because, like, more or less the same day that I was planning to, like, go for a little few days away on the beach, this picture popped up on the Telegram channels, and I was like, damn, gotta make a meme. The ideal beach with a Russian helicopter. Whoa, what happened there? No. There we go. I don't know how we switched there. This was sent in also a long time ago by Madness. CIG is a Telegram channel that is quite boring. It's counterintelligence. It's like counterintelligence group or something like that on Telegram.
Well, that's
it's
a
like
very amateur channel. That was a very lame channel.
It is a lame channel. That's why it's got that face. Kuwait, 53 degrees since forever. Europe then. This is 2017. You see the temperatures in Germany.
Right.
This is Europe now. You see the same temperatures in Germany, basically, but they've got it all in red because, oh my God, global warming. And Kuwait, meanwhile, has been, because you guys might remember or know that I used to live in Kuwait, and Kuwait has been 53 since forever. This is like, you know.
People will know that Stefan.
We can say Stefan this time, or Stefan.
People will know that he's actually a Muslim Bosnian agent from Kuwait who's infiltrating Serbian nationalism and trying to create dossiers on all the different actors and their IDs.
Sure, buddy. I don't know which part of that is less believable.
Did that fall into the brown zone of the irony memes that don't fit because it's hard to tell if it's real or if it's not?
No, I think that fell into the, I don't know if I want to publish this video. No, I'll publish it. I don't care. I mean, I have mentioned my name, and I was actually planning to mention that along with other things that I mentioned about myself, like the fact that I'm blind and the fact that this is a family heirloom from Desert Storm.
People think that you wear the glasses to be cool, but it's actually your Ray Charles.
Basically, more or less, it is pretty close to that. I've had friends who've been blinder than I, but I'm right up there with most of them. We've run out of memes.
Okay,
We've run out of memes, unfortunately. I think we should have made this into one episode. Is there anything that's bothering you or that you'd like to talk about? To maybe make this 10 minutes longer? Anything, current topics? You want to maybe talk about Kosovo and what's going on there? And we can turn this Matrix background off?
Or you can keep it going, or however, but yeah, we can, my background is just like me in a fucking chair and a grand piano and shit like that. I mean, I don't know, but it's, I would say...
Tell us your opinion or your take on what's going on in Kosovo and how likely it is that there's going to be, because there's a lot of talk in Serbia with what just happened, and there's a lot of speculation, and there's a lot of projection, and there's a lot of misappropriation of world events. So do you want to tell us?
People can be right for the wrong reasons, and people can be wrong for good reasons, is one of the things to keep in mind. And generally speaking, yeah.
Let me just focus in the question a bit.
Yeah, sure.
People are afraid, let's say, or are expecting the worst. That there's going to be a Karabakh situation / scenario going on in the southern Serbian province of Kosovo. Do you want to maybe give people your take on how likely or unlikely that is?
Yeah, it's unlikely, because I was probably the first person to publish the parallels between the two in a coherent way. And so anyone who can kind of more in a superficial way point to the parallels is going to be reaching at the themes, which are important, like thematically, the themes are important, but there's also the gravity of the situation. Like these are different situations, and Russia's relationship with these states is different, right? So for example, and you can approach it from like trade, Armenia and Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan, Russia trade, or, imports, just one side of the equation. It's like 2.2 billion for Azerbaijan, but like 1.8 billion for Armenia, and Russia, Serbia is like another like 1.8 billion. So you can understand that all three countries are relatively equally important to Russia, right? But Albania, Russia was like 146 million. Like that's pocket change in global trade. Like even those other numbers are pocket change. But imagine, however, that we're all talking about like populations of like 6 million people in these states, right? So Albania is absolutely meaningless to Russia in terms of its economic position. So it's not the kind of thing that there's really not a lot to. That's it, they're other than what you would, the superficialities of it. Also, the world recognizes that Kosovo is Serbia. Kosovo doesn't have a seat at the UN, right? Whereas Armenia, its relationship with Artsakh Republic is very, very different, because no one recognized Artsakh Republic as Armenia. You see what I'm saying? So and then in addition to that, in the communist period, Artsakh Republic was considered part of Azerbaijan. So you had Soviet Union Azerbaijan and Soviet Union Armenia, and even though there were tensions and problems between the Artsakh, that's Nagorno, Karabakh, right? That's the fucking
Artsakh it's the other
Republic.
name. It's the other name.
I just call it Artsakh Republic because it's far more linguistic and accurate, really. But aesthetically and length of characters and shit. So you think in terms of like what what this means and what the value is. And there's many other layers too, right? There's many other layers, but none of those other layers point in another direction than this kind of basic concrete picture I'm painting, where Albania is totally a puppet zombie state of Hillary Clinton, General Petraeus, the neocons. Like, there's no independent Albanian economy, and there's no independent Kosovo economy. And it's these are very, very different situations. Like, when the Armenian diaspora leaves Armenia, they go to Russia or America. The Albanians are trying to get out of Albania, and they like to move to Europe, especially to England. However, and Germany. However, Kosovo, right? Kosovo, because before it was part of Yugoslavia, it had all the benefits of that mixed economy. It had like a socialist communist dictatorship, but it was actually a market economy. It's hard for people to understand. Well, in political science, you would actually say that Yugoslavia, and this is like a more realist political science, it was more like a left-wing fascist state than it was a communist state, if that makes sense. So, but it was also kind of anti-Serbian in a lot of ways because of Titoism and Austro-Marxism, which I've explained in my live stream. Like, what's the history of Austro-Marxism? So when you kind of understand Albania and Kosovo's relationship to each other, see, like, people in Kosovo under Albanian leadership, right, under Albanian leadership of Kosovo, they are moving where? Well, they have Serbian passports because international law recognizes Kosovo as Serbia. Serbian constitution recognizes Kosovo as Serbia. The United Nations recognizes Kosovo as Serbia. So Kosovo is Serbia, right? So Kosovar Albanians, like Kosovar Serbs, have the full Serbian citizenship. So do Kosovo Albanians, when they want to leave Kosovo, which they shouldn't want to leave, right? Because Kosovo, when it was part of Yugoslavia, when it was part of Serbia and Yugoslavia, Albanians from fucking Hoxha's shithole Albania were moving to Kosovo, right, for better conditions. That's why they all fucking wound up there, right? So then it's like it was an immigration crisis. So then now, this is so fucked up. Now in Kosovo, now that they're under EU control and Albania control, which is a puppet state, not of the US, but of Hillary fucking Clinton and Madeleine Albright and General Petraeus, right?
Betrayus.
So,
that's hilarious.
Even so, they don't have any sovereignty, and it's a total shithole. Kosovo used to be an ideal location for Albanians to escape from Hoxha's communist hellhole into the kind of socialist Yugoslavia. It was a social democracy, mixed economy with one guy in charge. So call that what you want, right? But it's not a Marxist-Leninist state, right? So, but the ideology was Marxism-Leninism, to be clear. Marxism, Lenin, Tito. So today, people from Kosovo, they want to go to the rest of Serbia. So they leave. So Kosovo Albanians, right, move into Serbia, the region that they're now calling Sanjak, right? So, and that's Serbia also. So riddle me this, right?
Hold on.
Riddle me this, though. Riddle me this.
Wait. Before you give out the riddle, let me just put an anecdote out there that a couple of years ago, maybe 10, 15 at this point, there was a case in Kuwait where a bunch of quote-unquote Serbians did a bunch of bank robberies. They were caught, except for one guy. And it turned out that they were all Shiptars from Kosovo. They had nothing, well, ethnically they had nothing to do with Serbia.
But Serbia took the rap, in the headlines.
Yeah, it was evil Serbs, as usual.
So the country...
The riddle.
So think about this. The argument that Kosovo should be administered by Albanians as a separate state from Serbia, right? And that Serbia is bad at managing Kosovo is totally at odds with the history that we just explained, and it's totally at odds with this fact that exists today that Kosovo Albanians, who are beautiful, wonderful people, not the extremists, but just the regular people who eat chavapi, right, and read their fucking sunnah and send their kids to school, right? You know what I'm saying? There's normal people like you and I.
Normal people everywhere, yeah.
Right, and they want a better life. They move to Serbia. They move into Serbia, into central Serbia. Why? Because Serbs are not anti-Albanian. They don't face racism and discrimination. Serbia is a modern state in the democratic way. It's a constitutional republic, open and fair free elections, and Albanians have minority rights, right? But Albania is a fucking shithole. So it's like very clear that from a custody perspective, not 1389, not my people versus your people, like from a basic common sense custody respect perspective, are the people Albanian? Yes, their mother is Albanian, but she's a crap whore. The father is Serbian, and he's from a different ethnicity, but he's got a big house, and the kids can go into the fucking cupboards, make whatever they want to eat. There's beautiful maids walking around. They got a swimming pool. Like, live at dad's house. You know what I mean? It's you guys have different surnames because of divorce and everything, and you don't always speak the same language, and he's got a new wife now. But yo, the pad is yours. So everyone understands that Kosovo is Serbia, and it's better for Kosovo Albanians to be part of the Serbian state. And that's proven by everyday economic and lifestyle decisions by Kosovo Albanians, right, who want to move into Serbia, right? So the whole thing is very fucking ridiculous. I love Albanians. They're wonderful people, no complaints. Never had a problem with Albanian personally, but I wasn't here in the 90s, so, right? Yeah, everyone should love each other, man. Everyone love everybody is my principle.
Realistically, though, in a geopolitical space, how do you feel things are going to evolve? Sorry? What? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Moving forward, like in a geopolitical space, how do you think things are going to develop? Remove the what? Remove the what?
Remove kebab.
Remove kebab. Yeah. That's what you think.
Everyone love everybody, man. No, I'm just saying, everyone love everybody, but like you can't look. I've never, ever once met a Serbian radical nationalist who was like, let's go burn down some mosques, let's go fucking terrorize Muslims. Like, that's not on their agenda. It's not on their mind. It's all about reinforcing who they are. You know what I mean? It's all about our life, what we're doing from their perspective. But the extremists of the Albanians are defined through violence against Orthodox Christianity. It's defined by violence against Serbs. And the thing that's crazy is that there are 3 religions in Albania and 2 languages called Albanian. And they have Orthodox Albanians and Catholic Albanians, right? Like the Italo-Albanians and, Orthodox Albanians. So there are 2 types of the 3 types of Albanians divided into 2 language groups called Albanian, right? Only one of them are Muslim, right? So actually what people need to know is that Albanian nationalism is not Islamism, right? So the church burnings also alienate other regular Albanians because they don't want to see Christian churches like people who are Orthodox Serbian. They don't want to see Russian Orthodox or Greek Orthodox churches being burned, right? I mean, that's not how it works, right? So it's divisive for Albanians. It's like, so what they've done, what Albanian nationalism, like the extremism is, it's based in some Islamism, but actually Illyrianism. So it's like before time was reliably recorded, right? Like we got to get into fucking Herodotus and Thucydides and shit like this. Then you're like, oh, wait a minute. we are this people. So it's all these equivocations and logical fallacies and no true Scotsman fallacies and shit like this. But it's like, we're the original people here because we found out what the name of the people that used to live here is, and that's us. I mean, so it's reverse logic, you know, it's they're back row engineering their identity. But when you look at from, you know, haplogroup, whatever, mitochondrial DNA shit, which I say will be outdated in the next 30 or 40 years, don't get me wrong. I think we're going to find out way more amazing things in the direction of love. But based upon this stuff, they can't even sustain that claim. I mean, Albanians probably have a bigger claim to the southeastern part of Italy than they do to much of the Balkans that they claim through their nationalism, right? If you want to go by genetics and history, I would say that Albanians are like in the tradition of gosh, who would it be? You know, who's that fucking actress, that popular Italian actress that everyone likes from the 90s and 2000s? What was her name?
No,
Monica Bellucci. Monica Bellucci. Monica
All right.
Bellucci's Albanian Italian, right? She is a Lucanian, you know, Lucanian. The Antonio Gramsci, right? The fucking prison notebooks, fucking, you know, hegemony and all this stuff. Historic bloc, whatever, you know, the Marxist communist Antonio Gramsci, he's Albanian, Italo-Albanian, right? They don't speak Albanian language. They speak a Latin language, right? But in ancient history, they come from groups called Lucanians, which are Albanians. And there's two cities right there you can see in the Adriatic, in the South Adriatic, there's Bar and Bari. One is Italian, the other is Albanian. And I say that belongs to both of them. You see what I'm saying? But then that infringes on Italian nationalism, Italian identity. You know, it's a problem. But the thing that's fucked up is that the idea that land and acquisition.
Oh, did he time out? Looks like that's all we got from Xoaquin. Are you still there, Xoaquin? Your video is, yeah. Looks like that's all we got from him. The internet has decided to crap out, or maybe it is his electricity. We'll never know. Well, he'll tell me later. You guys will never know. Thank you for sticking around. Like, share, subscribe. Final message from the Canadian Embassy. Some music to take us out. And see you guys later.